with Section 5 of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Laws 1975. Be advised that the notice of this meeting was made by posting on the bulletin board, town hall, and sending to the officially designated newspaper a list of meeting dates annually, indicating that a meeting would take place at the community center at 7 p.m. on this date. The fire exits are located in the far right corner in the back, and to my immediate left in the front. We all stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item before we get to public is the approval of our minutes from our August 27th, 2024 meeting. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Christina Scalzo.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next, we're going to move, we have no correspondence, so we're going to move to our public session, and I believe Councilman McDonald would like to say something.
First of all, thanks everybody for coming. On behalf of our Mayor Mulligan and Council, we have Councilman Hurley and Haynes here tonight. We'd like to give, in recognition of your dedication, service, and loyalty, Rob O'Connor, President Rockaway Rowdies Soccer Club, in recognition of 10 years of outstanding and dedicated interest and effort to the Rockaway Rowdies Soccer Club, and in gratitude from all of the children and adults who have benefited from your generous time and support. So we want to give this proclamation to Rob.
Thank you.
Kind of a nice plaque, so have to get more of these generated for things. But thanks, Rob, for everything you do. For the Rockaway Rowdies, and then certainly, like a lot of us, grew up through Rockaway Recreation with our own kids, coaching, becoming part of the boards and things like that, and the stuff that you give to the kids, the education, sports, teamwork, all that, it carries for the kids for forever. Even during my time doing the stuff, I still see kids that were part of my teams ages ago, and they're still coming up to me, and they actually still talk to me. But it's what we give back to the community, and you epitomize that. So I just want to thank you. I'm glad you're part of our municipal team, also Rockaway Recreation, but the stuff that you do for the Rowdies and is really the quality, and it's what you really give to us that it's really appreciated. So thank you for that.
Thank you. So, I know the mayor loves when I talk a lot, so I'm going to talk a long time. No, thank you. For those of you who know me, I don't know why I'm standing, but for those of you who know me, I never did it. I never do stuff for an award or for recognition. It was about the kids, always about the kids. And I see, kids that haven't played in years here, which is awesome, and families. But honestly, I couldn't have been done without certain people. One, my family. Sunday nights, Saturday nights, doing uniforms and doing practice schedules and wondering why I'm not eating dinner and all that. And then, of course, the board, where we handed over 10 years ago, we were handed over a bit of a mess. And Jeff and Jen and Linda, the best pen getter ever. and most importantly, Kirk Simone. He's still doing it, and I couldn't have done this all without him. He's been with me ever since, just as the rest of the board was. So I appreciate him and his creativity with everything that he helped us accomplish. And then of course the coaches. I see Coach Scott here. Without the coaches are the ones who drive these programs, right? So if you have all good coaches, you're gonna have a good program. And I was fortunate enough over 10 years to have just awesome coaches. And these two guys are still doing it. They keep sucking me in every Saturday, but, you know, so I haven't fully left yet. But, you know, that's what it was all about. And the kids, I feel like we were able to give the kids a great experience, whether it was through the opening day, carnival, or just the everyday, how we approached the game of soccer. It wasn't just about soccer, it was about changing kids' lives and giving them more, more confidence in themselves. So it wasn't just about soccer. And I hope that continues, because the new sucker is here. I mean, the new president, Mike is taking over the reins, and he's doing a good job. And I'm here to, hey, Billy. And I'm here to help Mike in any way possible. And obviously, you know, last couple of weekends, you still see me out there, and I'll continue to be out there as long as I'm needed. But I appreciate Mike too for taking over. So thank you all for coming. It is like truly awesome. I can't say thank you enough. You know, it's a really big surprise. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So now this part of the meeting, so what you can do, you guys are more than welcome to say. You can leave, whatever you like to do. It's fine.
Thank you for coming, guys.
Congratulations, Rob.
We're just gonna be outside. Hi. Good. How are you? Nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you too.
Right in front of us.
Take care, Mike. Thank you. All right, so. So thank you.
does this.
All right, so we are still in public session, so if anyone from the public like to speak, you can now, if you'd like.
Hi, Joyce Farmuth. I just wanted to bring to your attention that I've had, for example, my doctor and my chiropractor, who have little kids, had told me that they were very excited for the spectacular coming soon, but that they were very disappointed that I guess you're supposed to all go in one way.
Yeah.
And little kids and strollers were supposed to be first, and that they were totally wiped out. All the kids were there. Nobody directed the older kids not to go when the little kid, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So maybe if you could do something this year, they were, you know, a little, and they had other families that went with little ones,
Yeah.
that they went first, so that they were pushed and shoved, and, you know, there was not going one way, and it was a little chaotic for little ones.
Yeah, no,
Are we allowed to speak?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Well-
So, no, I was just asking if it was okay. I don't know the rules. I didn't want to speak out of turn. So I can tell you at the gate where people are supposed to enter and drop off their candy, we are all there holding off the bigger kids, encouraging people to walk around. Unfortunately, people just come in from all directions, so
I
we
saw
really do our best. And it's not necessarily that only strollers are allowed at that time. It's just stroller friendly.
I'm just
Yeah, no,
reiterating
I'm just sharing a little more information.
and
to
I can
what you're
see them
providing.
coming in different directions.
Right.
Yeah,
So
we agree
that
with
kind
you
of-
100%. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not,
no,
I'm
I
not-
agree with you 100%. We try our best.
It's tough. We came up with the idea a couple years ago because of that reason, because it was just like, all right, let's try and make a separate hour for those younger children to be able to come, and that was the idea behind it. But now what is everyone doing is because we've gotten so busy, everyone's trying to get there as early as possible.
Yeah.
Because of parking and
Parking
and
just getting
everything else.
themselves early.
Yeah,
But, you know, maybe we can think about something, maybe if we have extra volunteers, maybe we can put them at more areas.
maybe if you even got what you just said, volunteers at the other, routes in, you could get them to just say, everybody go that way. Maybe if everybody was
We
sort
had
of
one-way
trying.
signs.
And
to-
there's signs that
I
go
will
around
tell
too.
you that I got screamed at by somebody, I'm not kidding,
and she had a stroller because they dropped off their candy and they went the opposite direction. And I said, I'm sorry, can you please go with the flow of traffic? And I got my head bit off. So we try our best, you know, and these are
Listen, I
people
haven't had
intense.
little ones in 50 years, but I'm
Yes.
just reiterating what
No,
somebody
and
I
every
I
year
thought I'd
we
make a
completely
mention.
agree. Every year we try to do things like last year, we had the one-way signs that we actually went hours before and we all tried to strategically place the one-way signs so that people get the gist that
And
this is
those
where we're going.
better than the year before.
Correct, every year, we appreciate your feedback.
Something new, yeah, to help.
Because, you know,
Just thought
every
I'd
year.
mention.
And then this year, what we'll do too is, I'll work with Township, and they were supposed to do it last year, I don't remember if they have, but they have a sign that they can, digital sign they can put out, that'll say path will be one way for the night, and then we can say stroller friendly on that sign. So I'll work, I have a meeting with them in a couple of weeks regarding this, I'll bring that up, that will help.
What if we put chalk arrows on paths?
I tried reflective, yeah, I did, I tried reflective tape.
Well, we
but-
did.
but by the time it gets so busy, you can't see it.
No, I know, but at least, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of, I mean, the signs, it was, who was it? Me, you and Rob and Tanner, or whoever, we were going around, we were trying to put them so you could see them.
So I think the other thing we can do is maybe, I'll have to see, maybe I can talk to DPW and they have the bigger one-way signs and see if maybe those will help, you know, the actual one-way.
Just like with the kids that go around with the candy, can't we have some of them put like stationed somewhere and we can get them like lights or something and just so they can have them signaling, like, you know, at the airport, yeah, you know. I know it's a long night and whatever, but that's, you know,
I just would hate for a kid, that's the only
I
reason
know,
I brought
and
up
to get
about
yelled
the
at, yeah.
You know,
I
like, a kid shouldn't be
I
getting
know.
yelled at.
That's
The lady was out of her mind, like, you
Yeah.
know.
But
We
the-
try when they drop off the candy too, we're like, thank you so much, please continue to this. in
They
this
also got there
direction," you know?
very early before, they got there an hour before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, people
line
come
up in the street.
And they were just lined up, and I think by the time they could actually start going, they were getting a little.
But that's not a bad idea, even if I did buy some of those lights,
Mhm.
the traffic control lights, whatever you wanna call them, we might be able to do something with that, whereas even if it wasn't volunteers, we had enough people with those lights, like, I think the idea, just seeing that,
Yeah.
just move that way, so that's not a bad thought, so maybe I'll do that. Joyce, do you have anything else?
No, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Bonnie, do you have anything?
No, just good luck with the event.
Thank you so much,
I
appreciate
have a
it.
suggestion, oh, we did talk about later. I have a suggestion.
Okay, moving on, so just some facility stuff that's coming up. So this project, I've talked about it for a while, it's taken 2 years, to complete, it was budgeted for. Finally, I can report that at this Thursday council meeting, that the roofs at the Donatoni dugouts and the snack stand and the museum will finally be replaced. So that will be a much needed project that will clean that all up. Pat's been a part of that, so Stanley Workey's gonna do it. So they did cut off, some of the bill as a donation to the rec department, so it's a good thing. Hetty, so a couple of things we'll be working on is, tree trimming. We still have some stuff to do in the back of the softball field that we have to get that tree line back. There's some dead trees as well back there. Jackson Avenue is on the list. I spoke to Billy about that after the last meeting. And also Smith, there's some dead oak trees over there that will be dealt with, in the future. Lastly, so Hetty, the Hetty hockey rink. Yes.
You looked great in that.
So I didn't get great news, I'm gonna be honest. The quote, I went out, got a quote, met with the gentleman, what was that, a week ago when we met you? The quote was just crazy, $200,000. So that's not gonna happen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out for more quotes, obviously, see if I can find a different system or design of something we can do. And so that's my next step. But that was the first one. Not to say I'm still planning on, no matter if there is a difference, you know, let's say we get whatever difference we have, I'm still gonna try for a grant to make up that difference. I don't know if I can make up that big of a difference. So that's where I'm at that. Some things that will affect you, but not necessarily rec related. Hopefully by, I wanna say Thanksgiving, I'm in the process of, putting a new LED sign out in front of Town Hall. So when we have sports signups and other stuff that, you know, needs to get done, we'll be able to clearly advertise that and get the word out there a little better than we are now. So I'm excited about that.
Can we add all community events to that?
Yeah, we'll be able to fill more space and,
Awesome.
and cause right now we're limited to like 20 characters or something, you know, and you can't read it. So that'll be a big thing for the town and getting the message out. So I'm excited to see that project going. Also, I approved it with the mayor, new holiday banners to go along with their new holiday decorations will be all up and down Main Street. I also ordered, new lighted garland for the library, so when we have our tree lighting, we'll have lighted garland around, the columns over there. So that's what we have right now for upcoming projects. Rutgers classes, Christina, thank you so much, held 2 classes, in August and beginning of September. And we're gonna run one soon, correct?
Yes, I'll get with John.
So we're gonna coordinate with John, well, I guess it's not you anymore, right?
Yeah, that's it,
Okay.
coaches?
Well, no, knowing who would need to be Rutgers certified.
Mm-hmm.
Who's technically taking over?
It's a Drew.
Oh, it's a 3.
Drew what?
Yeah, Drew, Steve Rada, and Tom Singer.
So they all know Christina, so
Drew's, yeah.
maybe we can just coordinate directly with,
Okay.
I
And
can
then-
reach out to Drew.
okay, perfect, and then we'll get at least 1 class in, if not 2, for anyone who still needs it. So thank you for doing that, appreciate it. Fall sports, they're off to a great start. The Rowdies started last weekend, not this past week, actually it's been 2 weeks. It's been great. Friendship Field has been packed every Saturday. They've had to move games during the week because there's so many teams. I think there's 200 kids or so signed up for the Rowdies. There's 45 in clinic, which is unbelievable. That's the future going forward. So it's off to a great start. Football, I know, is off in full swing. Donatoni softball is fully rented between 2 teams. So our fields are very busy right now. In between all these activities, I'm actually going out and seeding the fields every other day to hopefully get those bare spots going. And it's been so dry, we're having problems. It hasn't rained, believe it or not, in a long time, so everything's starting to get brown. The sprinklers have been going on at the small Donatoni. We're having some issues with the ones at Big Donatoni, but hopefully we'll get some rain and the fields will come back to green, because now's the time to grow grass. Up next is, so Spooktacular, we touched a little bit about what Joyce mentioned, and we'll work on some of that stuff. We had a conversation last meeting regarding, and Dee, you weren't here. Where was the tent last year? Where was it placed? It wasn't the beach. Man, that was wrong. Okay.
It was.
Didn't
It was
we-
closer to the shed.
Did we not discuss, and I could be losing my mind, did we not discuss, let me take a step back before I get into this. So, sorry Rosalie, registration is closed. We are fully booked. Fully. We can't take another person. So, yeah. Lot of new places this year, lot of new companies, a lot of returning, obviously. The big change is I'm gonna put Gelato Envy in the parking lot on the township side. So yeah, we're at, I think 55 vendors. That's not including the auxiliary ones like the fire department or others, but Rotary will be there again doing their hydration station. You know, everyone you can think of. I think one table mentioned that they're gonna do, I think it was Morse County Communications will be back, the 911 center. There's a woman that's, cotton candy or something. Another table's gonna do a whole Ghostbusters theme. so it's exciting, you know, this is gonna be a big one. So we are officially closed, so anyone coming in now will be on a waiting list, for anyone who drops, and then I'll just work it back like that. So if we get more applications in, which I'm assuming we're going to, they'll be placed, town hall knows what to do, they'll have a sticker, wait list 1, 2, 3, and 4, and if someone, you know, tells me last minute, oh, we're not gonna be able to make it, they'll go right in. So it's a great problem to have, this has never happened before, I mean, it was only 2 weeks, so we're in good shape, it's gonna be fun. So going back to where we placed the tent, didn't we discuss at one point placing the tent on the path in front of the gate? We did, right?
We talked about it after, that was my suggestion, after last year.
And we talked about
Because
the
people
table
were
on
just
either side
blowing
of the
past
path.
us.
Well, no, I think we were just too far away from the path.
Well, and then people just kept going right past us like we weren't there.
Yeah, but I don't think they were dropping off candy, that's why.
Well, that's what I mean, they were just like, and just.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like the fact that we were where we were though, because it also allowed people to get into the gate and not have the cluster of not being able to pass. So I was just thinking about what Joyce had mentioned and about where we are located. Maybe on a map, we just put like, this is gonna be the flow of the traffic, like plan your entrance based off of where the flow of the traffic is gonna be. Like maybe like the woman who screamed at me, she might have said meet me by the other parking lot, and she would have had to go all the way around the lake to meet at the other parking lot where the other parking area is for the lake. Like if we let people know ahead of time that there's gonna be one way of traffic.
I mean, I tried to put it out there as best I could,
Oh, you always do.
but I'm trying to think if, I think the sign will help, and then maybe what we do, I can't do
We
that.
talk every year about trying to funnel
Yeah,
people through one area.
which is.
We've talked about it every single year.
Last year, we talked about having the 2 candy drops, I don't think we did that, we talked about having a candy drop at the township side and the girls' side. Last year it was good with the bags though, the kids had an easier time coming back and
Yeah,
reloading
that
with
was
the bags.
definitely better.
Thing is, like, we've always managed the candy, and how can we know if they're really doing it,
Right.
you know, appropriate? Last year it worked great, so,
Unless we split half of us on one side and half of us on the other.
It might be hard to control the flow of traffic.
I mean, I don't think it was a horrible thing, I think the biggest issue is people don't realize that have never come before, that once you drop off the candy, like, you have to go this way, you can't go the other way.
I think being in from the path where we were was fine, so like this is the path. Our distance from the path to the table was good. I think we just need to be a little closer to the entrance.
a little, not too close,
No, no, no,
then it's
not
gonna
much.
get
Yeah,
bottlenecked.
not
and
that
then-
much, not much, but I think just a little bit
Yeah,
closer
just
to the
like
snack stand versus closer to the shed
Yeah,
might be a little better.
Cause like you
But
said,
not closer to the path.
it's like you said, people showed up early,
yeah,
and they were lining up, waiting, and they like, bum rushed the opening.
like,
I mean, we go out from behind the table too, it's not like we expect them,
Right,
because it gets crazy.
right.
And you have to get the first candy.
We get the first candy.
like we, in a way of letting people know, like, candy drop off is by the inflatable, decorations.
Is that not on?
It is.
It is.
It is, but
People
you
stand
know,
right next to the banner and go, is this where drop off?
No, but I think I
But
heard
then-
that it was one way on.
I think we definitely advertise.
Do we have
this
a
one way.
big candy drop-off sign?
we did, but
We
what
do.
I'm saying
Yeah.
is, I don't know if people realize that basically where you drop off your I don't think that was established, like where the drop off for the candy is where it is, and then the flow of traffic is gonna go this way
It
or
just says
that
the
way.
candy drop off will be located on the beach.
Also, we just keep our
Yeah.
signs by the tent, that's all.
And it does say foot
So
traffic.
maybe what I'll do is I'll
on
take that,
only.
big
People
banner
don't
we
read
have,
that.
instead of putting it on the tent, I'll stake it into the sand maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and then have that more noticeable. And then what we can do there as well is I'll come up with something where maybe we get a giant arrow of some sort so that it's ushering people
The
that way.
guy with the turning arrow.
Well, I'm thinking we can do something as silly as getting our map that we have, right, ahead of time, and letting the committee members put it out on Facebook.
Ooh, that
so that this is where the drop off's gonna be for the candy, and then this is where so they see big arrows going around the lake, and this is where it's gonna
We
be.
say, like, we encourage you to enter at this point to help with the flow of one-way traffic or something.
I'm just saying, like, you know.
No, I agree with
Yeah,
you.
exactly, when our
Taking
kids
it
were
from-
little, if I was like, oh, Mill, meet me at the parking lot over there, and then we show up, and then the flow of traffic's the opposite way.
There's something I think we should consider. I don't know how feasible it's gonna be because of some of the issues that Rosalie brought up. Something we should probably consider is, and I know we've talked about it for a couple of years, but having that secondary drop off. This year it's gonna be especially tough because that area where we would do it, where that other entrance is on the township side, it's gonna be packed with tables. So there's really not
Keep track of the
room.
volunteers and harder to keep track of the kids and who's bringing out candy and
And
where.
who's overlapping who? The
Yeah.
kids might be overlapping now, some
Yeah.
people are gonna be getting extra candy.
Oh, that's what we did, instead of doing the two,
We
we
sent
had
them.
half the kids go this way, half the
Yeah, we
kids
send
go
the
that
kids in
way.
opposite directions.
Maybe they can have a stop, like one stop, okay, once you get there, don't continue, then the other side, those kids, and stop at the ones, like, you know, that way we know the halfway point, and while half of the kids are going one way, they know, okay, we're here.
And we've all been doing this for how many years, so like we know how to like control the distribution of candy so
Yeah.
that it lasts. No, but
You
seriously,
guys are
so
the
now,
masters.
so, I mean, God bless. So it doesn't, we don't run out, we've never run out of candy,
We
we've
didn't.
always made it sustained.
We
through
had-
the end because
last
we
year,
had-
we had a
we
system.
had- We were close, but I think that was the first year, but that was it.
We had a system, we had like the
We've
little
all,
bags, the
we've
big
all
bags.
learned from what didn't work the year before,
Yeah.
and we've all kinda figured out, so I think I personally think just having the one drop off is better for now.
I forgot that we had the two sides.
Yeah,
That's what it
and we
was.
had the kids who were delivering walked a little in off the path and went
Yeah,
opposite.
they were the only
traffic.
ones allowed to go the opposite.
To get that banner for the candy, can we get like a couple spotlights underneath it to like highlight it for people when they show up? 'Cause you know people aren't reading
And maybe
anything.
just some big arrow signs on the fence opposite the table where people first come in.
Okay.
And then give Rosalie her things. And then when the deal is up, they inflatable.
We should be glow stick, well, I'm not gonna be here, make yourselves glow stick people.
We can look like readers at the club.
No,
And then we can-
dress all in black and
Yeah,
with
we put the glow sticks, you know what I'm talking about,
on.
Dave.
We could put an arrow so that everybody knew where to
Oh, we
go.
can wear glow arrows, so everyone knows which direction it is.
Just have to make sure we're facing the right way.
All right, so those are all good
That
ideas.
sounds
I
like
think,
remember?
I think we have to, we definitely will make strides in making sure that we get that communication better somehow.
I mean, maybe we can ask the vendors too to help us remind the people.
That's what I was thinking of, is that in my
Follow the
email.
direction.
Yeah, in my
Maybe we can
email.
provide a small little arrow sign for their tables.
Well, yeah, that was a big one too, having them hand out the candy instead of the kids taking it.
Yeah.
Yes,
So we don't run out.
Like I get it where it's like easier if they just, you know, but they
No.
will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we could tell them that there have been bigger kids that came towards the end that, you know, took a grab and go and.
yeah, okay. All right, so I do have a meeting with the township on October 10th. So that will be myself, DPW, hey Kim, DPW director, the lieutenant or chief of police on our side, and then the same on their side, with, their directors and police and everything. So we'll get that all straightened out. So the one thing, it's actually funny that you'll bring this up. So this morning, I had a meeting with the Morris County Rec Directors. It was in Boonton. And we are actually famous for this. So the rec directors of Long Valley, Montville, Florham Park, they all know about this. So
They were
asked-
talking about it at my job the other day.
Yeah.
My director in Marstown, who lives up in Impacom, we were talking about doing an event at the school and they want to have a trunk or treat, but we don't have a parking lot, so it's not going. So I was like, yeah, she's like, I heard about this great event in town where they like trick or treat around the lake. I was like, that's fine, man.
So
Everybody knows about us.
it was nice to hear that, the word spread now, and they ask questions about it, you know, some of them wanna implement something similar in their town. So that was really cool to hear that the word is out, that what we're doing over here, so credit to all of you guys for that. So lastly, we have to start thinking about, I know it's September, but this is the time we have to start thinking about it and check our calendars and, back to Spectacular real quick. Volunteers, we should be good on. Again, I'm working with the high school on, they've already reached out, so we should be good there. We get a nice group, like not too many like we did that one year, but enough like last year.
Last year was a good group,
Yes.
and they were good
And they
kids.
were, the year before when I was chasing them,
Yeah,
Last
that
year
was
was a good
tough.
group of kids, they were
That was tough.
good listeners.
they found direction.
So we have to pick our date, for the tree lighting.
Ooh, that is Hanukkah. You're right, girl.
There we go, Hanukkah, so we gotta check Christmas concerts, Board of Ed meetings, whatever else, and,
It's usually the first Wednesday, right?
yeah,
12/4.
Yeah, the fourth.
how are we looking at 12/4, everyone looking at their,
And Hanukkah's not till the 26th, so.
alright, so we're good there. Any concerts?
It's early dismissal for the high school, but
On what
shouldn't be
day?
anything.
That actually will help.
Yeah,
They do it on a Tuesday or a Wednesday?
Wednesday,
it was a Wednesday.
This new update is.
Last year was on the 7th.
We did it, it was Wednesday.
yeah, it's Wednesday.
Alright, so this is the plan, so tentatively, right now, we're gonna say 2:04, and once everyone goes back and has time to check their calendars and all that, if there's something that's interfering, we'll have to adjust. We'll try and get the fire there again, the whole thing, but that's just, we get the date set and we'll move forward. Alright. Committee member reports, does anyone have anything? We'll start with John.
No, I mean, I've been keeping up with the football team, we went to a couple of games, actually won the other night, which was really good. So that has some pretty decent numbers, which is good for the season, so that's going well.
You got a lot of Borough kids there this year.
Yeah, they're ready to go, which is nice.
It's awesome.
Good.
So hopefully they'll, again, it's one of those programs that didn't have a lot of advertisement a few years ago, so the word finally gets around here, so that's good. Basketball, I assume is gonna start registration at the beginning of October. I suggest you go for a month, or maybe a month and a half, depending on what time we get the gyms and everything. And did you have a chance to work with, the school
I will
gyms?
get on that.
Okay.
They usually send me a request, but I will follow up with them,
Thanks.
no problem. And on that note, just so everyone knows, I don't know, I posted on Facebook, a big, announcement that Rockaway girls' basketball registration is open,
Yes,
so spread
I
that.
did see that.
You saw
Thanks
that?
for sending it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you're just aiming at October 1st for registration?
That's what I suggested, yeah. And then hopefully we can get out in the schools and same kind of way as did last year.
Okay. Excellent, you got anything else?
No, sir?
Christina?
No, I mean, the only thing, the Legion wanted to get in on this spectacular,
They sent in it,
but they did,
yeah,
okay, good.
actually 2 different people. So I had to clear it up with them, and, so they're set.
We're gonna be just using the parking lot there then, right? We won't necessarily have to do, we can talk about it later, I want to hold the meeting. Alright,
It's blocked off there, right?
yes, it's.
The question is, do we want kids going across the street like that? Like, is that gonna create a problem? Cause I think last year we put them right in the corner, right, by,
I don't think the Legion did it, I don't know if there's a lot of disconnect with the different organizations within the Legion. So there's an auxiliary, there's a Son of Legion, and then there's the Legion, so
got it.
that's where I'll communicate with you after the meeting.
I figured once, yeah, I figured
Yeah,
I'll
when I go to my meeting at the beginning of October, I told them I would come back and say whatever we talked about tonight, so,
Okay, but yeah, they are good to go.
okay.
They did send the registration. Mildred, you have anything?
I just think maybe something to think about with the vendors you're putting on the wait list. If they're returning vendors, maybe they could get like some kind of priority for next year.
That's a good
To
point.
encourage them to return, especially if they've done it before.
Thought some were grandfathered in.
You're talking about yourself. Is waitlist number 1 here, Rose?
I mean, I haven't actually seen the wait list, but,
Yeah, it's a great point.
especially if they're a returning person, like, hey, unfortunately,
You're right.
we can't accommodate you this year, but here's a golden ticket for next year.
You're dead.
I mean, it depends on how many people it is,
Can
like,
I-
if it's a handful of
It's
people,
a good idea.
Cause
Good idea.
I mean, that's what we do.
a lot of us don't get to walk around and look at all the tents, except until like it's almost over. Does everybody decorate?
For the most part.
Okay.
For the most
never walked around.
I think
I
we
did it
walked,
once or twice.
Mildred, didn't we walk one
You and
time?
I went around, I think, last year.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even attend.
You weren't there last year.
No, you were not.
You weren't there last year.
Oh, I was in Rochester.
No, we left,
The year before I.
yeah, you and I,
We went for
we
like,
went for like a quick walk around just to see how everybody was
This
doing.
one? 5.
But I don't think we did the whole loop, I don't
no,
remember,
we did
walk.
the whole loop.
I don't know.
Just cause like, since it's like, I remember when we said at the beginning, like, we wanted them to decorate the tents.
Oh,
So-
because the year before, there
Because-
weren't many people.
I know that
decorating,
one
they
year
were
because of
enough
the
early.
rain or
Yeah.
something, like that was hard, just
Like,
because.
because to decorate, not
like,
just
we
set
don't
up a
just-
table to.
So I think what I've
Yeah,
seen
free stuff.
in the past, or for the most part, it seems like the newer people, the ones that, you know, are doing it for the first time, they make it a little simpler, but when they come back the next year, like, oh, all right, now we know what it's about kind of deal.
Right.
That's kind of what I've seen.
Yeah.
And I'll make that again very clear in my email to them.
We strongly encourage.
We encourage
Yes.
you to do something.
But yeah, I
Well,
think
Make
for
it
the-
fun,
I think
like
even
it's supposed to be.
now is like people come in on the wait list, like send them a letter now.
Right.
Like next year when you turn in your form, send this letter in with or something, and then if they lose it, oh well, then I'll get back.
Yeah, no, I can mark it, I can mark all that stuff. I mean, the people, let me put it this way, so, for the people that have been with us since the beginning, like the Gelato Envies, the Rotary, for example, the Historical Society, the RBEF, all of them,
They know.
they keep coming back, so there's like 1 or 2 that of our regulars that haven't contacted me yet, but I have saved spots for them, knowing that they've been here. So people like that have been here every year, year after year, no excuse. So, for the most part, I am doing that, but it's once you start growing outside that core group
We
is
only
where we
have
get
so
in
much,
trouble,
yeah.
So that's where we're at now. If I didn't explain that well enough. Bunkies is coming back, of course.
No, I understand, I'm saying, you know, you have, we have to have 55 tables, if you end up with 60 applications, then maybe
That's
those
a
5
good idea.
people
No, it's a good idea.
get priority next year.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I will do that.
Yeah, before the name goes out, send it to them.
Yeah, like send them the form before you even announce it, just so
Right.
because, you know,
You
and you
guys-
can let them know this year, unfortunately, we don't have space, but
You guys
please
have
join us
priority.
next year, you'll have priority.
That means we're committing to another year.
Are you gonna let us know?
That's a good idea. I will do that.
And then the one other thing I just wanted to add, I know last meeting, there was a lot of talk about the new social media director in our neighboring town, and our lacking in communication. And there was a post I saw on Facebook recently from a community page regarding that. I will say on the record, I completely disagree. I think we do a great job of communicating, and I think Spectacular is a huge part of that. If you guys don't remember the first year, we were amazed at how many people showed up who didn't even live in town because they heard about it through social media. So, I mean, if you wanna pay somebody $70,000, I am looking for a new job, sir. But I think we all do a great job, and I think coming from us, but I think we all have such a far reach in the community, I think it's a very effective way to communicate. And I think, I know the post encouraged, to look at a very small portion of the video of the meeting, but I think people really need to watch the whole meeting, because there were some quotes from you that were taken very much out of context. So, I just wanted to say, I think we all do a great job sharing and communicating and getting the word out on events.
No, I think you guys do a great job too, and, you know, I appreciate everything that you all do, in helping get the word out and helping making these events as big as they are, because to be honest with you, I couldn't do it without you, so I don't forget that ever. Thank you, Mildred. Kim, do you have anything? Rosalie, do you have anything?
Nothing regards, swim. Yes, have very certain, like very dangerous areas in town, and I don't know if this, I'm just mentioning it because, I don't know if I should just say it at the council, next council meeting or here, I don't know. But in Morristown, they also have a lot of like, pedestrians just coming out of areas, and I noticed these kids took out these little red flags from, PVC things that were just, zip tied to the corner post or something, and they're flagging them down so people notice that they wanna cross the street. I've never seen that before, and I know like, you know, we can't just put a sign everywhere, we're a small town, certain areas, you know, especially like on Washington, right by Richie's music store, like sometimes you are blinded, you have blind spots because there's a car blocking maybe a person that's trying to cross from one corner to another. Even at Park Lake, you know, we don't have, you know, like swim season, we have an area where the families cross, there's nothing there. In Dover, I did see flashing lights by the train station. There's a Presbyterian church. That, of course, is a little more high-end, but I just thought that those flags would be, like, I don't know, it's just something that, I don't know if the rec department or just the
No,
town
so most
itself.
effective is just you contact Lieutenant Richardson directly.
Yeah, okay, it was just an
Take
idea
them
that I
and
just
hold
wanted
them
to
across
throw.
the street.
They were, it was two girls,
But-
took the little flags, put them there, when they crossed, they would put them up on the other side.
They have those down by my
How long before they disappear?
I know, that was the one thought that I'm like, you know, there's kids and they fool around, they're just
there's one
random
near the
people.
intersection by my job in Morristown, and the flags are always there.
So just raise your concern with Lieutenant Richardson, you can reach him.
Yeah, it was just an idea
Police.
there.
Police, line.
Yeah, it's a decent thought, to see what their thoughts are, definitely. Do you got anything? No? Councilman McDonald?
Nothing to.
Mayor Mulligan?
No, just happy to be here, thanks, for inviting me.
I do have a question,
Sure.
are we gonna be putting the flags, the banners back out on the
Yes.
flagpoles for Veterans Day?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
They will go up,
After Halloween.
after Halloween.
Okay.
Holiday banners will go up, on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So that, yes, they will be back up, so
Thank
that's already in effect, yeah, of course. All right, with that being said, do I have a motion to conclude the meeting? Everyone wants to stay? Second,
John Bryant.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.